Okay. So escape, purchase last reward. We're on the Tenmyoji ending route. We have to choose ally or betray. We're gonna go ahead and choose ally. We may come back after this ending and do betray just to see how terribly that goes. Please wait.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
2, 3, 4. Ally, ally. Betray, betray. Ally. Ally.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Yep.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
We did what I said I would.
Really helped me out. Thanks.
Say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
Clover, you are way flighty. She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. Across the room, Dio and Phi were already confronting one another over their own results.
You tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Oh, don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick ally. You'd defend yourself with betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went to?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
Fuck you, Dio.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
Neat. We can open the gates as many times as we want.
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the
gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, he did. You know what? Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair, and Phi's a magenta pair. The 10 Miyoji's a yellow pair.
The 3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
How are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're going to be white this time.
Oh, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
So you should have seen them too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yep. So lay it on us, how are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Let's see where we are on the flow. Alright, we're still good. Option A, Tenmyoji and me, blue, would form one group. Phi and Dio would form another group. Clover and K would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah.
Phi and Dio. I like those odds. Compared to any other group.
There's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So it'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Alright, what now? We've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour, it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
Infirmary, right? You're gonna go check out Quark. He gave me a nod and trotted through the yellow door. That left only 3 of us, DOK and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, you must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay, you don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
Their conversation ended as they reached the door and stepped through it. Alright, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course, I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. To the infirmary. Words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off, a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary, through the yellow door. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. hitched forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Timioji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding
Why
it?
should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit.
So,
why are you here?
wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with this anytime. You remember something, alright? You remember so much you told me it would take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm
I'll tell
asking.
you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
I mean, that is why I'm playing this game.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Before I could, Fi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are. Alice is...
Dead?
Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
Waiting for a response, Fi spun around and ran back out the room. Timioji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, and then leapt up and took off after her. Alice. The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down, calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then, at last, I pressed my fingers to her neck, and those hopes were dashed. I mean, her bracelet's already off, so... No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed that all the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest, and my stomach lurched. Bile and hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the Nonary game's participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something. Answer me.
Okay, so we've got 4 portraits, 2 characters on the screen, and me. So that's 7 out of the 9. Alice is dead. And Quark's not here. So...
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed. Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
I'm willing to bet this one was actually a suicide.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me! She...
Hey, Clover. Don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves! Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
That's impressive.
You're all going to die just like she did!
Although, out of this entire group, knowing what I know about this game, I think the only person who can convince her in 10 seconds or less is Tenmyoji. Hey, hold on 1 minute.
8, 7, Clover, 6, 5, 4, Clover, 3, 2.
Infected by Radical 6, eventually developed the powerful urge to commit suicide. Suddenly Clover moved. I looked forward and clammed my hand around her wrist.
What are you doing?
Clover, listen to me. Alice wasn't killed. Nobody murdered her. She took her own life.
What? No.
I can't believe it's not murder is the name of the achievement. Damn, game, you are something else with those achievement names.
No, there's no way she'd do that.
It's true. She stabbed herself in the heart with the scalpel.
Where'd she get the scalpel then?
Well,
hear someone come into the infirmary right after the AB game ended.
Was that before I showed up?
Yes, I got up to see who it was, but they were already gone. It could have been Alice.
So she could have taken the scalpel
Yes,
then.
I think so.
You're lying! This is all a lie! It has to be!
It's not. It's the truth.
Then why did she do it? Why would Alice kill herself?
She probably didn't have a reason.
What?
She'd been infected with Radical 6. That's what killed her.
Just said she killed herself! Just tell me the truth!
I am.
Then prove it! Your 10 seconds ran out a long time ago, so if you don't have any proof...
I do. I have proof. There was a journal in the lab, wasn't there, Kay? Show it to me.
Journal?
It would have been in the safe.
Well, Alice would have it then.
Fi, can you? I don't feel right touching a dead woman's body. Could you take a look?
Sure.
Her hands barely shook as she quickly searched through Alice's clothing. It was only seconds before she stopped. Slowly and carefully she drew something out. There it was. The journal. Fi turned to hand it to me, but I shook my head. You read it. It's in Latin. I can't make heads or tails of it. She cocked an eyebrow at me and flipped the small book open. When she looked back up at me, it was with both suspicion and surprise.
Yeah, it is Latin, but translating this is impossible. It's full of words I've never heard before. I can barely understand any of this.
Page 216.
Huh?
Turn to page 216. You should be able to read that one. Fi's frown deepened, but she did as I'd suggested. I watched her eyes quickly scan the page before looking up at me with renewed suspicion.
Yeah, I can read this page. How did you know? No, wait. How did you even know there was a journal in the lab?
I just knew.
You just knew. Come on.
Look, just read it, okay? Clover wants to hear what it has to say, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment to look it over.
After a few moments of whispering to herself in Latin, Fi began to translate, paraphrasing the contents of the journal. Radical 6 reduces the processing speed of the brain by a factor of the root of 1/6. One of the symptoms of Radical 6 infection is an overwhelming urge to commit suicide. Research has shown that it would probably respond to the right sort of antiviral medication, but no one has been able to develop one yet. Nearby towns are filled with the corpses of people who took their own lives. The uninfected have only barely managed to survive and have been sent into underground shelters supervised by the government.
Oh Lord, please. Let their future be a bright one.
Fi shut the journal with a soft slap. A sickly silence drifted through the room. The newspaper article, the recording, the conversation with Demioji, and now this journal entry. There was no more hiding from the truth. The pandemic had already happened. All of Clover's rage suddenly dissipated and she collapsed to the floor, tears pouring down her face. None of us had the heart to say anything. And for several long moments, the only sound in the room was Clover's sobs.
We've got a problem. It's almost time for the primary doors to open.
$10. Only 10 minutes left.
Sorry, but I'll be taking Alice's bracelet. Vi and I won't be able to open the secondary door without it.
So she was a magenta pair, just like me.
Just now noticed that, did ya?
As he spoke, Dio grabbed the bracelet off the floor and dropped it into his pocket.
What color is your bracelet, Luna?
I'm a cyan pair.
You are part of Clover's pair, then. That means the two of you will need to come with me.
I guess so. Come on now, Clover. We need to go. Alice would want you to survive, wouldn't she? You'll never be able to figure out why all this happened if you stay here. Please.
You're right. Alice, I promise I'll find out what happened to you. I'll figure out who Zero really is.
Oh boy.
I mean,
Oh
if
boy.
you'd never been locked up in here, you never would have... This never would have happened.
That, well, maybe.
So it's like Zero killed you.
Well, I don't know about that.
I promise.
Do you?
I'll avenge you.
Okay. Clover stood up and rubbed her hands roughly over her eyes, smearing tears across her cheeks, and then with a determined frown, she strode out of the room.
Alright, we're out of time. Move, people.
You guys head on down to the Floor B warehouse. We'll catch up with you later.
Oh right, Quark's got the yellow bracelet, which makes him your partner, right?
Yeah, can't exactly leave him behind.
Without him, we'd end up stuck in the AB room. Okay, let's go. We'll see the rest of you once we've picked up Quark.
Very well. Until we meet again.
Infirmary.
Quark,
He's up and moving.
you're awake.
Yeah, I just woke up. Hey, where's everybody else?
Oh God, Quark.
Temioji's entire body shook with emotion as he drew closer to him. He cautiously laid a trembling hand on the boy's shoulder, almost as if he were afraid Quark would disappear in a puff of smoke the moment he was touched. When Quark proved to indeed be corporeal, Temioji let out a cry and threw his arms around him.
What's wrong?
I mean, this isn't the best image ever, but I do appreciate the emotion in the scene. Because, I mean, tears just don't do that on a face.
Are you okay, Grandpa?
Quark, even I, the player, am glad to see you up and about.
It's nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm fine.
But
Quark gave him a puzzled look. Temioji didn't even notice his face was a mixture of happiness and relief, and I could see tears twinkling from the wrinkling corners of his eyes. All traces of his usual gruff stoicism had vanished. I didn't want to interrupt such a happy reunion, but we were running out of time. Still, Temioji deserved a few minutes. I left them alone. At last, Temioji seemed to recover and shifted from an embrace to a protective arm around the shoulder.
So, how are you feeling?
feeling? Well, okay, I guess. Was I sick or something?
You don't know the half of it, Quark.
No. You're not sick. If you feel fine, then you're fine.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I should never have gotten you involved in all this.
What are you apologizing for?
Sorry.
You're doing it again. Are you sure you're okay?
I like Quark a lot.
So, where's everybody else? Mr. Sigma's here, but he's just been standing there looking kind of silly.
I mean, I'm a silly kind of guy, Quark. I mean, what do you think I'm all about? I gave him a nervous smile and explained about the white doors. I got the feeling that Tenmyoji didn't want Quark to know about Radical 6, so I avoided any mention of it. Alice's death was something I also left for later.
Okay, that makes sense. That means I'm on a team with you guys, right?
Right.
So, these white doors, when are they gonna open?
4 minutes. Well, we've got about 4 minutes until the primary doors open.
Oh! That's not good. We need to hurry. Come on.
I really like that animation of Quark. That is a good... oh shit kind of animation. Not a danger oh shit, but a like, why aren't you guys moving kind of oh shit. Some of the animations in this game are very, very charming, and this is one of them. I really don't know what Quark's hat is about, but you know, what is it according to the lore of the game? He hides snacks in there. Oh, whatever. But I really like Tenmyoji and Quark's relationship. I want to find out more about it throughout the game.
How do we get to the floor B warehouse?
Okay, we're going.
Follow me. I don't know, out of all my characters, I like Phi a lot, but I think Tenmyoji is a close second. Phi's just got the right amount of snark. It's good stuff. Warehouse B. Can we please read the sign on the wall? The white door is open. Can I please read the graffiti on the wall? Give me a second.
Chromatic doors have opened. Five minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
You're late.
Well, fuck you, Dio. I don't give two craps what you think about me.
Where the hell have you been? Quark?
You're awake.
And fully recovered, apparently.
I am also relieved to see you well again.
Me too.
Well, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
I looked at the others from behind Quark and held a warning finger up to my lips. I hit the microphone accidentally when I held a warning finger up to my lips in real life. There were a few momentarily raised eyebrows and some nervous coughing as everyone suddenly fell silent.
Huh?
From Quark's perspective, it must have seemed especially
Anyway, there isn't any time left.
odd.
We need to hurry.
Luna, ever the voice of reason.
But there are 3 doors.
I don't know. Luna, Tenmyoji. I think we need to find out a little bit more about Luna before I go, like, she's a really good character. She's kind of purposefully vanilla at this point. Which team goes in which door?
All of the doors are identical for this round. I believe it doesn't matter which team uses which door.
Then we're taking the one in the middle.
Why that one?
You want a kill shot, you aim for the center.
I hate Dio. I hate Dio a lot. nothing else, nothing in this game so far has made me in any way want to give Dio any benefit of the doubt, so...
You're more likely to just miss the extremities.
That logic is flawed and more than slightly disturbing.
I agree, Fi. And this is why you're possibly my second favorite character.
Unfortunately, I don't really have a counter-argument, so Senator it is.
Actually, you're probably my favorite character, aside from... Well, you're my favorite character, and then Tenmyoji or maybe Luna are my next.
I suppose we could go with the one on the left.
I say Luna just because I know more about her from past knowledge, but based off of anything I've already seen on the stream, Tenmyoji is my second favorite character, but we'll see. I think Luna's is the dark horse of the game.
Is that okay? I mean, we could go with the other one if you want.
Kay and Clover only nodded.
Well, there's only one left.
The door on the right.
Any objections? All right, let's move.
30 seconds remain until chromatic doors close.
Dun dun dun.
Hurry it up, Fi. This thing's gonna close.
I know.
It's time we were going as well.
If the ninth lion ate the sun. Memento mori. Remember death. Or remember mortality, I should say. If the ninth lion ate the sun. That's some interesting graffiti. More on that later.
Right. Sure.
Come on, guys, there's no time left to waste.
Let's go.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic doors closing.
The director's office. That's an ominous name for a room. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be a fun room. What is this place? We'll find out next time, because I'm gonna stop the stream here and then I'll pick this up next time. As we follow down the Tenmyoji ending route, because I think according to
Probably the office of whoever it is that's running this place.
whoops, wrong button. Let's see where we're on the flow. We are right at the end of something. I don't know that this is going to expand, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and stop now. We're in a room. This is in some way going to be interesting, so I'll see y'all next time. Bye.